And there's 5 categories that make up your credit report. And what I call your credit report is your content. So your content is what gets you the approval. And these categories are the content categories that matter the most. Now, there's 5 categories, right? You have, before I actually cover the categories, let me give you the score breakdown. So at the lowest, your score can be a 300, and at the highest, your score can be an 850. So that means that's 550 points available of you having a perfect credit score. Make sense? Perfect. Now, you got that. There's 5 categories that make up that 550 points. The first category is 35%, and that has to do with how you've paid your bills in the past or payment history. More on that a little bit later. The second category of credit is utilization, and this has to do with how you manage your current lines of credit. I'll get more into that later. The third one is history. This has to do with how long you've had credit. The fourth one, and that's 15%. The fourth one is credit mix. So do you have the proper amount of revolving and installment accounts? And then the last one is 10%, which is applying for new credit or inquiries. So when you break each one of those categories down, they have a specific amount of points in that category. Now, the biggest one that trips up most people is the 35%. Now, chances are, if your credit isn't where it needs to be, you have to do some work with the 35%. Now, the 35% is representative of 192.5 points. So to keep this extremely simple, remember I was telling you that your score can range between 300 at the lowest, 850 at the highest. So 35% of 550 is you got it 192.5 points. So that is the biggest category of credit, and if your credit is not where it needs to be, this means more than likely you need to address the 35% first.